Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Veterans Day. Do you say Happy Veterans Day? I don't know if that sounds like weird. Well, today is Veterans Day. We want to really show our respect and honor to our veterans. One of them is the producer of this show, Kwame. Hey, Happy Veterans Day. Um, and It's November. I don't know where the year went. We were just talking about this a few minutes ago. Like, what happened to October? What happened to the year? Like, we only have 6 weeks left until we're in 2022. I think we were all excited when 2020 ended and it came into 2021, but then we realized 2021 was 2020.2, like, right, like what the heck. So hopefully 2022 will bring us some good news, some good things. This episode of Nicole D. Vick Live, I want to focus on giving thanks for it all, just everything that has happened this year, all the ups and downs. There are still some things to really be grateful for. And Christmas is coming. Oh, even before Christmas, Thanksgiving, all the food, yes, I'm excited about some mac and cheese, something. I'm excited and ready. So speaking of Thanksgiving, this episode is really coming from a place of gratitude and thankfulness. I'm so grateful for you all for watching my episodes, for being here, supporting me all this year, all this time. Thankful for the guests that have come on to this podcast, this live podcast. I guess this is a podcast. I don't know, child. And grateful for my co-host who has taking time out of her busy life to really be here as well to support me in this endeavor. So grateful. So before I start going on and on and on, because I can't do that. Y'all know I can do that, right? Y'all know I can do that. Before I get there, let me bring on my co-host, Dr. Noza Calfani. Come through. Are you laughing at me? I feel laughter.
No, I was being grateful.
How are you doing?
Woo, I'm glad it is Friday, Junior.
Oh, it is. But it's kind of awkward because I had the day off, but then I got to go to work tomorrow.
Oh.
You didn't have the day off?
I'm not working tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well. I was like, I didn't have to work today, but I got to go in tomorrow. Well, it is what it is. But I got some work done today. I was really happy about that. So are you excited about the holidays?
Yes and no. I mean, yes. And yes, and I thought like this year we'd be able to go back to some of our traditions and the things that we do. We will still have our family Thanksgiving dinner. We won't go out to the movies. We didn't do that last year. We won't do that this year. So we'll watch something at home. I miss throwing our holiday party in December. So this will be the second year, but we'll make up for that. But, so I just I miss the fellowship with friends and family during this time. So.
And I feel like a lot more people are kind of tiptoeing into it, maybe having stuff, even at work, they're having this event for Thanksgiving. They're going to have it outside. So like they're trying to start doing stuff, but doing it differently. But yeah, I hear you. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing for Thanksgiving. Nobody else in my house eats the food I eat. So,
Well, my mom sent me a message yesterday. So what are we doing for Thanksgiving? I said, ooh, can I get through my husband's birthday and anniversary, and then we talk about Thanksgiving? I got to do one holiday celebration at a time. It's like, ooh.
It's a lot. But the crazy thing is, it's coming up so quick. Like, I was looking at the calendar, I'm like, but next week is like the 15th. And then the week after that is Thanksgiving. Like, literally,
Quick.
we have no time. Like, if you haven't planned nothing, you kind of, asked out right now. It's just kind of crazy
I
how,
haven't planned anything, but we will eat
yeah,
something.
right. And it's funny because, Tyler, my sister-in-law, was sending out her menu for her food service. And I was like, Thanksgiving ain't till, I'll think about that later. I'm like, no, no, it's like now,
It's now.
Uh, so what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for this year the most? One thing.
Ooh, family.
Yeah.
And family includes, folks that aren't blood relatives, but they are family to me. And um, just grateful for my circle of folks. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we definitely have a good circle. Family has been really important. And I think for me, my family is actually really small. My brother, his wife, Andrea, my parents, but more locally, like literally Andrea, Tyler, and my brother. Like that's it. And just really happy for that relationship and that um, group of folks that are in my circle, and of course the extended family of the sister friends and everything else. So it's been really great. Now I just realized that today is November 11th, 11/11. Veterans Day, yes. But also, I always see, I don't know if you've ever seen this, where people, if they notice on their clock it's 11/11, they get like, oh my gosh, yes. And they screenshot it and send it out. I have a Facebook friend that does that. And I never understood, like, what does 11/11 mean? Is that like some kind of cryptic message? What's going on? Have you heard of that?
I have not. No. But I do, when people, I know people when they see things that happen in what threes or whatever, but I don't really do much. It doesn't really do much.
I just never knew what that was. So, of course, I said, let me look this up. So, let me tell you what it means.
Okay.
Um, 11 is a master number. Now, it means that it signifies intuition, insight, and enlightenment. When
Okay.
paired together, so 11/11, it is a clear message from the universe, and the universe can be, I'm not going to assign whatever value you think that means is fine with me, to become conscious and aware. 11/11 seems to be the number of spiritual awakening, signifying that you are on the right path and your actions are aligned with your soul's purpose. So I guess if you see 11/11, it's a reminder, girl, you're doing the right thing. You're doing a good job.
I was about to say that made me think of that. That meme. You doing a good
Good
job.
job, bitch. You're doing a good job. I'm gonna remember that. If I ever see 11/11, I'm gonna stop
Okay. I'm going to
and
remember that.
tell
11.
myself that. And just
Okay.
going to that song, right? But that is so cool. I had never heard of it before.
Huh.
A master number, it signifies intuition, insight, and enlightenment. I think that's powerful. Wow. And it kind of really signifies sort of this journey with this live. We've gotten some enlightenment and some insight from our guests. We've talked about some really deep topics. So I just wanted to jump right in and really talk through and do a recap of the year of Nicole D. Vick Live. Oh. One of the first things I want to ask, what episode was your favorite? Like, we talked about a lot of great stuff, and I'll kind of touch on them as we go. But I want to ask first, which one you think was like the most exciting for you?
That's so hard, right? I knew that was going to be a question. Um, so hard because there was something different and special about all of them, right? And there's just something that, I mean, it's hard to pick one, but I will say, I'll just throw this one out because I thought it was a really good vibe and energy. Me, you, and Trina.
Yeah.
It was, I thought that was, I don't know, it was just really cool to be in that space. I don't know, part of me feels like, I've got to see Trina grow up, right?
Yeah.
So it was just so I thought, I mean, I felt really good, just kind of connected and fellowship. And not to say I didn't feel like that with others, but I don't know. I think there was something special about that one. And maybe even our last one with Janelle. Again, somebody I
Yes,
feel like I've watched grow up, um, and just being able to be in that space with her. So I
yeah.
would say, yeah.
And I think the one with Trina technically was the first one that we had done together, you and
Oh,
I together, and then we brought Trina on. And it's so funny how one thing happens and then it kind of creates other things. So I've worked with Trina at least once since then. We did this nail care self care class in
that's right.
September. She and I actually, I don't think I've told you this. She and I actually hang out, not every Tuesday, but Tuesday after I get out of class, I'm like, "What you doing?" And we go to the local bar and eat either French
Oh,
fries or fried cauliflower and talk about life.
okay.
So Trina has become a close friend. We chit chat, text, like, "What you doing? What you doing?" And so it's
Nice.
been an amazing opportunity to get to know her better. Oh, and then I actually did her book anniversary, her 1 year
Oh, was
anniversary
it
of her
you
book
two
month.
moderate or just
Yeah,
right?
it was
Oh,
the
I love it.
MC. Yeah, so that was really cool. And I think that's again a testament to the connection. You bring folks on in one aspect and then you find other ways to kind of connect and move forward. So I agree. That one was a great one. And the one with Janelle also was amazing because I think she touched on some things and we were like, wait a minute, hold on. And we're able to kind of draw from her experiences and her expertise on some of those important things.
Yeah.
I think my favorite was the sister friends. I mean, I see y'all all the time, but I think that one was so cool, and I'm so sad we didn't have Maisie on. But it was really cool to get everybody together because first of all, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to even be able to get everybody on,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
everybody was on, right? And had fun and got to share the importance of that connection and why our connection is so strong, and how and really it has saved us not just about the social aspect but the mental health stuff, the career stuff, all of it, how we've been able to keep ourselves afloat and keep ourselves connected, it's been really important during this dang on pandemic, like uh
Yes.
what we doing.
No, absolutely. Yes. Yes. From what? We did a couple of Zoom get-togethers. We did some
Yeah.
social distance get-togethers outside. We figured out a way to make it work. Yes.
Right, and I mean it meant a lot because it's like I'm up in this house all the
Yes.
time, sitting in here
Yes.
with me and Mew Mew. And I'm like, and Mew Mew sometimes, I'm sorry, she get on my nerves and I'll be ready to put her outside. And so I need, humans, like, can I talk to somebody else? Because
Yeah.
she don't care. I had to realize Mew Mew don't really like me. Mew Mew just knows I'm her source of food, right? So she only hang out with me because she know I'm gonna feed her. And I had to come to terms with that, right?
Oh
So
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm
Oh
like, I
my
gotta make
goodness.
sure I create, and cultivate my relationships with human beings. Cause she in the pinch, she out. I told you when that bird flew in my house and I
Yeah.
opened the door, Mew Mew left me. That told me right then and there. No, I can't count on her. I can't. Mm-mm.
You a
Mm-mm.
mess. You and that cat. Y'all are hilarious. Y'all need a show.
I know if she could talk, I think she would be really good about it. But oh my gosh. So
Y'all
yeah,
are
those were the really top episodes. But let me run through
oh,
the
you
rest
know
of
what?
them and go
Wait a
ahead.
minute. Before you go there, the other one I think that I often think about still also is our time with Pia.
Ah, yes, yes. And Pia is just amazing. With her body positivity,
Yeah.
how to liberate your mind around your body, around
Yeah.
food,
Yeah.
and the importance and the presence of the Black woman in those conversations, and how oftentimes we are actually pushed out of those conversations.
Yeah.
She's been doing, or either she's been doing or she's planning to do some courses and some workshops around helping people let go of that whole diet culture and stuff. She feels very strongly about it, and I think I've learned so much from her. Like, baby, we ain't gonna assign value to food. It's food.
It is.
Okay,
It's
we're not gonna
true.
downplay people's cultural food. It's food because you know how that's how they do us. Oh, your food is ethnic and it's ugh. Until somebody decides it's chic. And
It's
so,
trendy.
right. She's really good about that and very educated on a lot of
Yeah.
that. And it's so,
She-
her spirit is so warm and inviting that it's like you don't even realize you're being educated. You just think you talking to your friend, and next thing you know, you done learn something. And
Yeah.
I love her for that. So yeah, that one was a good one too, because it
Yeah.
makes you think like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I eating this way, or why am I having these conversations or thoughts or feelings about myself? Who
Yes.
put that in my head? And how do I start to undo some of those conversations? Because I'm
Yes.
like, girl, I'm gonna eat the damn donut. I don't give a damn. Y'all leave me alone.
Ah,
If I had one right now, I'd eat it now.
absolutely. Yes.
Ah, so let's see. So we already talked about the one we had in February, which with Trina. We had one in March on Women's History Month with Din Shay. Remember, Din Shay came and
Yep.
talked to us in March, and we
Yep.
talked about lifting as we climb. And it was actually kind of similar to the friendship and sisterhood we did with the sister friends, how important it is to lift as we climb. In
Yep.
April is when I officially was like, yay, Nosa said she would help me out. Woo! And then we kind of had fun and introduced you. And I think we played some kind of game,
We
child. I
had
don't
a
even know what it
game.
was. I
We
forgot what
did
it
have a
was.
game. Didn't you would say something and we had to decide which one who it was.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, and
Wow.
one of the questions was who doesn't remember stuff.
Oh, I guess I done told it on myself. I forget everything. When you could tell me something in literally the next 5 minutes, I'm like, no, you didn't say
Oh,
that. Yes, I did. I'm like, okay, well, I can't argue with you because you probably did. So
whew. Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
And then we had that wonderful episode in May, Mother's Day. We had Ajoa
Yep.
and we had Milan. I love Milan so much. I love Ajoa too. Milan is just so sweet and just I don't know. And I know she's probably one of them people that's so sweet, but don't cross her like she cut you. But and so educated and has so much information about how important it is to take care of African American moms and their babies, the whole infant mortality thing, the racism that is experienced in the healthcare system.
Yep.
It just was like, dang, whoo, mm,
Yeah.
that was a great one. And then we talked about the one in June with Pia
Yep.
and how that body positivity movement was co-opted. Cheyenne was good too in July. Remember
Yes.
Cheyenne came
Yes.
on?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I appreciated her perspective,
Yeah.
the millennial perspective, right?
But it
She,
wasn't like I also feel like a lot of what she shared is also just very her, right? It's not, that group or that age or whatever. It is
her,
her own individual thinking about what's going on in politics and its impact on Black folks and how that has informed her actions and how she moves in the world. So um, it was just nice actually to share that space with her.
yeah. I appreciated that multi-generational kind of setup we had, right? Because
Yeah,
literally it's like all three of us are three different generations of Black women. And I think you and I, of course, are more closely aligned in our thinking and attitudes, behaviors, and things, and beliefs about certain things. And
yeah,
so to have her on as the young sister, like, okay, to hear that perspective, I think was really, really refreshing. I think we should do more of that,
yeah,
either here or just in general try to do a better job just collectively in this sort of multi-generational, bringing up the young ones, and let's have a conversation. Because I've noticed that not even necessarily her generation, but some of the younger folks, I'm like, y'all be, what y'all doing? And not like in a really bad way, but like, I want to try to talk to you and help you out because I see you going like over there and you probably should be going this way. Like, let me help you out. So
And you
yeah.
know what? And I think I've also had to be careful to slow down, right? Because I think we see things in one way, and I do realize that age group, depending on exposure, where they've been, what they've done, how they see the world is different. So I've also had to be careful not to put them all in the same box.
Yeah.
Because just I'll just use my young adult or adult as an example. It's like my Anna is, it is, she's a bit of an old soul, right?
Mhm.
So there is kind of, that new Jack kind of philosophy that's like touched on, though, that has a little old school feel to it, but she brings it all together because she says some stuff to me. I'm like, okay, I think you onto something right there. Or, she'll check me. It's like, all right, mommy, you being a little. So it's like, stopping me from, my way is the way to think about it, and not this other kind of newfangled way. So it's nice to be able to have that.
Absolutely. I think you're right too, especially even with Andrea, because Andrea she is I sometimes I wonder who child is she because she will say stuff and I'm like, Andrea. But it'd be real and it'd be like boom, like wow. And a lot of the stuff that she believes or thinks about, I feel like it's so profound. And I'm like, dang, I ain't never thought about it that way. And
Look
if
what we
any of
created.
you, right, I'm like,
Look what we created. Yes.
um, and for those of you that don't know, you can watch Andrea and I on Sundays. Well, except for right now, because baby, we on a hiatus because we both tired. But you can watch older episodes of her and I together on IGTV, pushing through. And
Hilarious.
she be saying, and what I usually do, of course, the full episode runs on Sunday, and usually on a Monday, I'll pick a clip because it's always a clip where she done said something, and it's always her. She done said something, and I'm like,
Hilarious.
well, I think the last one she was like, yeah, talking about skincare, more mature skin, and I'm like, she straight up called me old, and I'm like, are you
She said
serious?
you got old skin. You got old skin.
I could have said, oh, but I didn't, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
Oh, I love my niecey Pooh, but
It's
yes,
crazy.
yes, she cracks me up.
And
She
did I
is a
care? She
great,
was whatever.
straight shooter. I love it.
Yes, I'm like, damn, okay. So yeah, I think that bridging that generational gap, like you said, not only for us to be like, well, let me show you something, but they also have a lot to show us too. Like, yeah, okay, dang, my bad. Maybe I should think about this differently. All right.
It'd be so fun to do what you just described and maybe have like Fran be part of the conversation. You know what I
Oh
mean? That's a whole
man,
nother, you know what I mean? It's like,
that would
uh,
be amazing. You done said something.
I mean, come on.
We should reach out. And I know it's her. There's Joy Atkinson, Celestine Palmer.
Yeah,
They're also from Law Pie, Law Pack, like
yeah,
that generation of women that
yes, ma'am.
literally like we think we done seen something. We ain't seen nothing.
Not a thing.
Um there's also
They
one woman,
paved
she
the way. They paved
right.
the way for so many of us.
Absolutely. There's one other woman I wish we could have. She passed away. Her name was Dr. Barbara Young. She was so amazing. She was in her 80s walking around in stilettos. And I'm like, ma'am, she has such a beautiful perspective as well, but she's not here anymore with us. She passed away. I forgot when, sometime this year, I think. But I think that is an awesome idea. I
I
think
mean,
that's a beautiful idea.
I think that could be amazing on so many levels. Um, I mean, and I think we need to do something with some men.
I know we do. We do. And I think if we have it outside, we could do it. We'd be all right. Put it outside, put
We
a
could
mask
do
on.
something. I mean, I think we should think about, I mean, this is your show. I'm just happy to join you whenever you allow me to join you. But it's your show and all. But I'm like, well, maybe we try to shoot for two like lives in real life.
Yeah.
In real life and have an audience and have folks ask us questions and we chime in or something. I mean,
Okay,
I
Kwame.
mean,
Kwame,
hey,
you on the back. You write that down now.
I think that could be so much fun.
It would be. We should just have to figure out where we're gonna do it.
We just have to figure out where we're going to do it. But I think it's something we should think about. If we could, maybe, and even if we only get to do one or whatever, we'll see how the year goes. But if we could do live in person and have an audience and we have our topics, our guests, or just some Q&A, that
Yes.
would be fun.
I even have an idea. Kwame says he loves it. For the one for men, me and Dante could do a joint, some kind of something together, and then that'd
There
be the
you
men
go.
one.
There you
And of
go.
course, he take the lead because he's the man. But I be like, but I'm still there because it was my idea because I don't know, and your idea. So we be like yeah. And he got a nice backyard.
He has a nice backyard. My backyard at some point will be done. We could do one back there with
Yep.
some drinks or whatever one day. But that could be fun.
I think, okay, yes. See, and actually, this feeds into what I was going to talk about. But let's go for a commercial break, and then we gonna come back. Cause girl, all right,
Hey
Kwame.
now. Hey now.
And we're back, and I just want to say Nicole D. Vick Live is a proud member of the Pyro Media Network. So excited to be amongst all those wonderful folks you just saw in that commercial. Dante, all of them. It's just amazing people, and they're so talented. So let me talk through the rest of the year. So I think we really only had, okay, we did the Sister Friends in August. We skipped September because I think something was going on. I can't do it all. So we skipped September. And then we had our one with Jeanette in October, which again was very hard hitting, enlightening. And it was amazing, of course, to see her. I haven't seen her in a while. And to hear her talk about how we can take our fear and leverage it into something else. Because I think a lot of us have a lot of fear around a lot of things,
Yep.
business, personal. I was just reading an article today about don't tell women that they have imposter syndrome when in fact there are so many societal things that really keep women, especially Black women, down. It ain't imposter syndrome. It's normal to be a little bit apprehensive or fearful about a major decision, but it's
Yep.
not even about that. It's bigger than that. So, how do we kind of step out of that fear of being our true selves, which is a very real fear. I mean, I don't know about you at work. I'm not my true self at work.
I mean,
I
okay,
mean,
none of us can be our true self. If you're a Black woman, you can't be your true self at work. We try, but we know we've learned the tricks to make sure our tone is right. We redo an
that's
email
my
12 times.
oh
I
girl.
mean, hey, now we perfect how to cut you, professionally or whatever, but we know there's rules to this game.
Absolutely. And then it's funny because I was listening to someone say, yeah, people always ask me, you should just be yourself. No, you don't want that. You don't want that. I mean, it's a difference. And I'm trying to figure out how I can say this without telling on myself too much. But it's a difference. It's the difference between trying to figure out Do we focus on anti-black racism in a workspace, or do we focus on eliminating white supremacy? Which one? Which one do we do, or having to defend or defend my personhood to say we should be focusing on anti-black racism in the workspace? I don't know. One day I'll be able to tell that story, but I can't tell the whole thing right now. But it's some rough stuff that happens at work, especially the kind of work that I do, because that kind of stuff comes up a lot, racism and things like that. And it's like, well, what we doing? Why we focusing on anti-black, or I feel like we should be focused on that kind of stuff, but then people are like, but, and I say, well, let's just call it white supremacy. Let's just call it that, because that's what it is. And then it's like nobody wants to talk about that. But anyway, and then I just have to learn to not say nothing, because then anyway, moving on. One day, when I get the degree, you got the doctorate, then I can probably just say what I want to say, and then people will listen.
Girl, you can say it now. You ain't got
So let's look towards the future. There's some things you already talked about that I think we should jump on immediately. We got to figure out, maybe schedule these two things. I love that whole idea of intergenerational, I guess multi-generational, a live Nicole D. Vick live with the studio audience, people in the back clapping and stuff and cheering. Kwame says he knows a location for us. He's already ready to go.
awesome.
What else do you think we should be touching on in 2022?
Oh my goodness. You know,
In some
of our conversations have also just been sparked by what's happening in the world, right? It's our reaction to what's happening. And I feel like we'll still have those sessions, right? And we'll highlight work that's going on. I think, a theme throughout the year should continue to just be about, self-love and lifting, Black folk up, all kinds of Black folk, right? And, maybe we touch on some things we haven't touched on, right? That are sometimes controversial in our, in the family, right?
I like that.
Let's play with some of that.
I agree. Let's do it. Let's do it. And I think you're right. I think we can just kind of see what's happening, and make sure we're trying to tailor to that, but then see where we can kind of really dig. And I think that's what I love about my colleague Dante with his show, because sometimes he be digging. I'm like, oh, y'all talking about that? But it needs to be talked about. Especially the stuff that to me is like, this actually makes perfect sense, and I don't understand why none of y'all don't understand this. Like, why? What's the problem? What the problem is? Why we
Or
ain't on
the,
the page?
the things that make you go, like that music festival in Houston. Just there's so many levels of why we got that many people in one place
In the middle of a pandemic.
Still, in the first place, like, why we got so many people in that? Let's just start there.
It was kids out there.
Young kids. I mean, it just was, and not to say, I know people, I mean, it is Texas, they didn't even believe in COVID. So I get that. But it's just like, wow, that's a lot of people. How do you, and it just worries me in general, even if we weren't in COVID, how do you keep that number of folks safe?
Right.
Period.
Right.
Just in general. Forget
Right.
COVID. How do you plan something like that and ensure the safety of your fans?
Yeah. Because those are your, and you have to really think about it like that's your bread and butter. And not to make it sound like that, but these people are paying to see you. These people are paying for your album. They're paying for all, merch, t-shirt. These are the people that make you who you are. They should be your number one priority. And I don't know, it sounds like there was so many missteps that happened, that people were like, hey, stop the music. And, people were ignoring folks. it just was a lot. There weren't enough
It's a
medical
lot.
people on site. And I was like, this is really bad, really, really bad. This is like bad,
There's just
bad, bad.
yeah, no, I mean, there's like all types of things, right? It's like, what's going on at Howard University with the students. I mean, I didn't go to a historical Black college. So I'm getting tidbits and stuff through social media. But it's like, okay, what's up? What's going on there?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on there? How do we, it's like you empower, you want to give students a voice, right? But you may not, but then you as the administration, and again, I don't know all of it. I ain't there, so I might be saying it all wrong. But then, what you see, the response to stuff and react. So it's just like that balance. And how do you work within that? It's, just stuff you see that comes up, and it's just like, wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
how
And
did we get to that place? How did we get there?
and especially even with something like this whole situation at Howard, like you said, there's so much interest around, HBCUs right now, and this resurgence of let's send our kids here, let's support, let's put money into, and then you send your kids there, but then your kids is like living in tents outside because where the inside is worse than the outside. We just gonna sleep outside, and then as you said, to hear administration kind of in a sense, and administration, they do what they do. They even, I went to a PWI too. I went to USC. I'm going to USC right now, and I know how it happens when stuff happens. You get that statement, and it's like, okay, you have to say that. This is the response you have to give, versus like, wait a minute now, y'all, kids is in here with rats and stuff. What y'all doing?
Yeah.
So,
So it's
and,
just
and
like,
and where are the celebrities? Where are the people that went to these HBCUs that have the means? Where are y'all at? And I mean, on the one hand, it's like, are they responsible for that? But again, where's the sort of attention, or who? How is this being managed? I don't know. It's just a lot.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
A lot.
Between that and then the athletes who aren't playing because they're not getting vaccinated, or who's playing and then you find out they're not vaccinated, just all the stuff that's just happening, and all these things that I'm just like, this is a conversation. This is an interesting, how are we playing it? So yeah, all of
Yeah.
that. It's all of
Yeah.
that.
Well, we got lots to talk about. Even the stuff I'm learning in school right now, that there's not new information, but I'm hearing it differently, or people's response to it when we talk about it is interesting. And I'm like, I can even bring that, like, why aren't we all angry? We should be angry all the time when we realize how our society is built and how it has bamboozled everybody, not just Black people,
Everybody,
everybody, top to
everybody.
bottom. Okay.
Everybody. I mean, I jokingly say, I don't know how we even get out the bed.
I don't either, because the ish is crazy.
So
It's crazy how certain things are codified or policy were written into law. This is what we're going to do. We're going to put these people over here, and we're going to do it intentionally. And again, as I always say, we suffered, of course, definitely suffered, but ultimately everybody suffers. When you keep people separate, all of us suffer. And so, no, but nobody see. Well, I ain't gonna say nobody, because we see it, because we live it. But
we
like,
see
people are
that.
like, "Oh my god!" I'm in class. People are like, "I'm so angry. I didn't know this. What the hell? What did you look? Huh? How
Because
don't you
if you're not
know this?"
personally impacted, they say, if it's not in your backyard, then it's like, but I just don't see how folks like that function in the world.
Just didn't. I don't know anything, but I
In
realize
denial every day.
if you exactly, but it makes sense if you live in a place where everybody looks like you, everybody believes the same thing you believe, watch the same TV you watch, then yes, you're in an echo chamber. So no, you don't see it.
Yeah,
But it's sad that it takes people to get to college, to a doctorate program, to be like, oh crap, everything that I knew is a lie.
yeah,
And when you
yep,
realize only a small percentage of people even get to that level of education, so there's a
yep.
lot of people that just have no idea, and it's just really disappointing. And the more I think about it, it's on purpose that they have no idea. It's not an accident that you
It's
don't
not an
know.
accident. Yes, by design.
So I don't know. Facebook might shut us off and start talking about Facebook. Be like, whoop, because they
Oh,
been cutting people's stuff off.
I've never gone to Facebook jail.
Me too. I did get like a little warning out because I forgot what I said. I don't even know what I said, but they were like, watch yourself. I'm like, oh, okay, excuse me. But even on Instagram, and that's another conversation. Even on Instagram, people I've noticed so far, their social media accounts have been impacted. Amanda Seals can't go live anymore on purpose. They took her
Wow.
ability to go live. This other guy I follow, they took his ability to go live. I'm starting to see more and more, and I feel like it's only Black creators and influencers that are being impacted. It's really interesting. I don't know what's going on.
Interesting. Okay. So I think
So
2022 is gonna be live.
we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about, even with like TikTok. Remember that whole thing that happened where a lot of the creators are Black and they're, setting the tone and creating the culture, but a lot of their stuff doesn't get pushed out like other people's stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
but we're the ones that curate and create and push forward the entire culture, and y'all just okay. So yeah, we got some things to talk about. I'm excited. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm 50 Cent with everything else I do, but it's okay. I'll figure it out.
We will make it do what it do.
Exactly. Any parting thoughts before we close? We're gonna end a little early today because I think we done talked about everything we want to talk about.
I will say,
Oh, any idea for guests besides who we talked about just now? Who we
um,
want to do?
oh my, you trying to put me all on the spot and
I'm just
stuff.
thinking, we brainstorming.
Like, oh my. Okay, I'm gonna have to put some more thought to that, but I think we got a good start.
Yeah, we did.
I
And
think we have a good
I think if we really hit up our networks, and we
oh
have
my
both of
gosh,
us
yeah.
have extensive networks, we can get some heavy hitters. I
We can
want. Ooh,
who
what
you
if
I
we
was gonna
get,
say, who you want on here?
what if we got not Dr. Nadine Burke Harris on? You think she would come on Facebook Live with us?
Hey, we can try.
People
I
are like,
wait, wait, what is your saying? Ain't nothing but what fail ain't nothing but a try, or a try ain't nothing but a fail. What's your saying?
oh my God. It's nothing beats a failure but a try.
There you
You
go.
have
There
to
you go.
memorize that, okay? Come
Literally,
on.
I need a shirt. Can you make me a shirt?
I probably could. Let me see. I'll,
Make me
I'll work
a
on
shirt.
that.
You know, I like shirts with sayings.
I'll work on that for us. We need
Yeah,
that. That would be good. Okay, t-shirt. Okay. All
yeah.
right.
No, it would be, yeah, I mean, we can think about, who we want to bring on, some other topics, whatever. Or even it's like, you highlight other Black businesses. Maybe you want to highlight some folks
That's a good one.
that are, some folks that are doing good work in the community.
I think that's a good idea. There's actually one. I don't know if you've ever been. I'm gonna mention this and then we can close out. North Star Black Market. The North Star Market is on 164th and Vermont.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
Black owned. Have you been?
I have not been.
Girl, you gotta go in there. So it's Black owned, and then most of the products are Black folk products made by Black people, like the cornbread,
Okay.
Black people, the eggs, Black
So,
farm, the the candy pickles, Black,
oh, I love
the
it. So I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to visit.
toothbrushes, Black, the condoms,
I have to go.
popcorn, everything. So he's really great, and he has like a spoken word event on Wednesday nights. I'm going to actually see him early
Nice.
next month to do a reading of my book. So
Oh,
yeah, I'll have to give you the address. It's really great.
yeah. I was gonna say, send me the info. That
Yeah,
sounds good.
yes. Okay, so we can
Um,
work on that as well.
no, that sounds good. Okay, you had asked me, and then we started talking about other stuff.
Yeah. Closing
Any
thoughts.
parting thoughts or whatever. So I want to say this before we go.
Okay.
I think it's been great to be able to have a space to be able to bring friends, colleagues, on to just talk about topics that we know, folks we know, and even folks we don't know are talking about, or introducing folks who follow you to expertise and folks that we know locally. So I just appreciate being able to share this space with you. But also, having this space to bring folks in to talk about stuff, and if nothing else, giving your viewers a moment to maybe ask questions or think about something they hadn't thought about before, putting a new perspective out there. So,
Absolutely.
and looking forward to doing even more of it.
Yay. Yeah, this is great. I'm excited. And I think there's always opportunity to grow, to
Yeah.
expand, to figure out new ways to be, creative, to bring people in, to draw in an audience. So I'm really excited about that. So thank you for, coming along, because I'm really good at asking people to do stuff. Can you be my co-host? Jackie, you want to ride a bicycle from San Francisco to LA? And okay, sure. Like, I don't know how I got to be that person, but I'm like, I'm just gonna ask you.
I just say yes to the easy stuff. I just say yes to the easy stuff. It's like, I ain't gotta go nowhere. I'm still at
Right.
home.
Exactly.
I try to make sure I still look decent at the end of the day, so it's all good.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, and thank you for riding along with me. And let's see what 2022 brings. Hopefully, better than 2021. I mean, but 2021 was good in a lot of ways. I'm not gonna, act like 2021 was horrible. But there's always opportunity for growth, and let's just push through and keep it
That's
going.
right.
So
Let's push through. Are you gonna talk about products?
yeah, I am. So I have. Ooh, wait, hold on now. Come on now. All right. So y'all, I love my nail polish, and I decided. Let me get the picture of the book up. I ain't ready yet. Hold on. All right, here we go. So I love nail polish, and I have put together a gift box. And I actually have to give Kwame a lot of credit, because I had this idea and he said, let's do it. And I think we've been talking about this for a whole year. And so his company has really been helping me put this together. So this is my nail care self-care gift box. It got some luxury nail polish up in there and everything that you need to create a nail care self-care routine at home. All of us ain't got it like that to go to no spa and spend no couple $100 to go to do it, whatever. And we just kind of have to do what we got to do in the house. Nail polish will not betray you, okay? If it will not ever get too small for you like your clothes will do you, it won't hurt like high heel shoes. You paint your nails and you can be creative. This is my nail look of this week with nail polish. I had a great time. I laid out my colors. I had my music going, have my candle lit. There's a candle in this kit. And just went to town and let my mind kind of go where it wanted to go while I was creating. And so this has a beautiful 20 something page booklet here full of information about nail care, about fashion, about activism. There's portions of my guided journal in here. And then you have your kit with everything inside: nail polish remover dispenser, cuticle oil, a nail file, some nail art. And it is available. You can go to my website, www.nicoledvick.com/shop. And it is there. It's there. Maybe PayPal will let you put it on payments. So if you ain't got it like that right now, you can payment plan it and it'll be fine. Of course, the books are available. Pushing Through, my first book, and Push Through, the guided journal, you can get on Amazon, or even better, you can go to my website and buy them from my website. I will sign them if you want me to, mail them out. Yes. So that's all of me. And so we waiting for Nosa to write her book so we can put her book on the screen too. Yeah. Okay. And once we do that, it's gonna be on and popping, city of Compton. But anyway, thank you, Nosa, and thank you all for watching. And we will see you I was gonna say next week. No, we not.
In the
In
new year, in the
2022.
new year,
Yeah.
in
We
2022.
will chill. I don't even know if it's gonna be January. I ain't gonna even lie. Might be February. We have to see, okay? Well, we'll see you next year at some point. All right. You guys have a safe holiday season. Be safe. Don't be out here spreading no Rona. It's still out here. Okay. Be safe. Be careful. Take care of yourselves and your family. We love you and have a happy holidays. And we'll see you in 2022. Bye.
Bye bye.